Open up literally any social media app today, and I guarantee that within 5 minutes, somebody is going to try and sell you on how to make money while you sleep, right? They're flashing a sports car, chilling on a beach, and promising you can be a millionaire with absolutely zero effort. Well, we all know most of that is just absolute garbage. So today, we're wiping the slate clean. In this explainer, we are breaking down exactly 7 passive income and side hustle ideas that actually work in 2026. No fluff. We're going to look at what they realistically pay, what it really takes to start, and most importantly, the downsides that nobody else wants to tell you about. So let's dive right in. Before we hit our first idea, we need to establish one crucial rule. True passive income almost always requires active work upfront. Anyone telling you otherwise, yeah, they're just trying to sell you a pricey course. Because we want this to be super actionable for you, we're ranking these 7 methods starting from the absolute lowest effort required all the way up to the highest. Let's start at the bottom of the ladder with the easiest win you can get.
Idea number 1, high-yield savings accounts and CDs.
Okay, I know, it sounds a bit boring, but hey, boring works. This is the absolute first step you should take if you have cash just sitting around doing nothing. Look, a regular checking or savings account at one of those massive legacy banks pays you practically zero. We're talking like 0.01% a year. It's nothing. But if you take just 5 minutes to transfer that cash into an online high-yield savings account, or HYSA, boom, you're suddenly earning 4 or 5%. It's literally free money just for moving your cash from point A to point B. And if you know you won't need to touch that money for, say, 6 months to a year, well, a certificate of deposit, or CD, lets you lock in a fixed rate, completely ignoring what the broader market is doing.
But here's the reality check, guys. This is not going to make you rich, period. This strategy is purely defensive. It basically just stops your emergency fund from bleeding out and losing its purchasing power to inflation. It is the absolute definition of minimal effort, minimal risk, and minimal reward.
Moving on to idea number 2, dividend investing.
All right, so this is where we step into the stock market. With dividend-paying ETFs, you're buying shares in massive, established companies that actually pay you a slice of their profits every single quarter just for holding the stock. Now, just for educational purposes here, let's say you invest $10,000 into a broad, well-known dividend fund like SCHD. Yields will totally fluctuate, but you might see an annual payout of around $300 to $400 in a typical year, drop directly into your brokerage account. The big caveat, you need some serious capital to replace a full-time salary. 10 grand invested is awesome, but a few $100 a year isn't going to let you hand in your 2 weeks' notice. But listen, the true magic trick of dividend investing isn't cashing out those quarterly payments today. It's setting them to automatically reinvest back into the fund over 10 to 15 years. That compounding effect is something the human brain just constantly underestimates. It's a long game, for sure, not a quick weekend side hustle.
Next up, idea number 3, REITs, or real estate investment trusts.
Real estate is like the ultimate passive income dream, right? But buying physical property takes massive capital, credit checks, and honestly, a ton of hard labor. Well, REITs are basically the cheat code. They let you earn real estate income directly through the stock market. Because when you buy a REIT, you're not just buying one single house. You're buying shares in massive portfolios. We're talking residential apartment buildings nationwide, giant industrial warehouses leased out to Amazon, or even those massive sprawling data centers that literally run the internet. And you get to collect the rent in the form of dividends. Now, the trade-off for all this convenience is control. Yes, you completely skip the landlord headaches, nobody is calling you at 2 a.m. because a pipe burst in a warehouse. But you also surrender total control of the asset to a management team. Plus, as we've seen a lot recently, REITs are incredibly sensitive to interest rate changes by the Federal Reserve. So when rates go up, REIT values can definitely take a pretty big hit. All right, moving up the effort ladder. Idea 4, digital products. Okay, so we are now officially crossing the threshold from set it and forget it investments into active side hustle territory. This is where you put in the upfront sweat equity to build something once, with the ultimate goal of selling it an infinite number of times. The sheer beauty of a digital product is that it costs you absolutely zero to reproduce. Think about things like slick Excel templates, complex Notion productivity dashboards, PDF printables on Etsy, hyper-niche mini courses, or even high-quality stock photos. People are out there actively searching for and buying these digital assets every single day. But here is the giant hurdle that trips up like 90% of beginners. The build once part, very real. The sell forever part, absolutely not automatic. Look, Just because you built the coolest Notion template in the world doesn't mean a single soul will ever actually find it. To make this work, you have to wear the marketer hat. You either need an existing audience or you've got to master search engine optimization to drive continuous traffic to your digital storefront. Because without traffic, you literally have zero passive income.
Which leads us perfectly into idea 5, affiliate marketing. If you've already put in the time to build up an audience, maybe you have a blog, a growing YouTube channel, or a weekly newsletter, this is the most natural next step on your income journey. Here's how it works. You generate a custom, trackable link for a software, a camera, or a book that you genuinely love and use yourself. Then, when your audience clicks that link and buys it, the company pays you a percentage as a commission. You're basically acting as the trusted bridge between a consumer and a really great product.
The catch here? Trust is your absolute only true currency. If you get greedy and start spamming affiliate links for total garbage products that you've never even touched just to make a quick buck, your audience is going to smell that a mile away. You'll kill your credibility overnight. And remember, legally and ethically, you absolutely must transparently disclose that you're earning a commission whenever you share those links.
All right, idea 6, renting what you already own.
Let's pivot back into the physical world for a second. There is a surprisingly lucrative market for leveraging the physical assets you already own, but just aren't using every single day. And nowadays, there's an app for almost everything. Beyond just renting out a spare room, you could rent out that car sitting idle in your driveway 5 days a week. Got an empty garage? Rent it out as storage space. Live near a big stadium? Rent your driveway out as a premium parking spot on game day. You can even rent out those expensive power tools that are just gathering dust on your workbench.
Now, while this is genuinely passive once the listing is actually live, the bureaucracy can really catch you off guard if you aren't careful. You absolutely must check your local zoning regulations and your liability insurance. Trust me, renting out your car sounds amazing until an uninsured renter totals it and your personal insurance policy refuses to cover the commercial use of your vehicle. So please, do not skip the fine print on this one.
And finally, idea 7, freelance skill stacking.
Okay, this is without a doubt the highest effort idea on our list today, but it's also the one that almost everyone actually has the skills to start right now. Freelancing itself, whether it's writing, graphic design, video editing, is active income. You are treating your time for money. But the absolute genius move is how you systemize it. You build repeatable templates for onboarding your clients. You productize your services, so you're selling fixed packages instead of just billing an hourly rate. And eventually, you hire subcontractors to do the actual fulfillment while you step back and just manage the system. That is exactly how active freelancing transforms into a highly scalable, semi-passive business. The bottom line here is that this method has the absolute highest income ceiling of anything we've talked about today. But it is unequivocally the most work. If you are broke right now and you need speed over passivity, building a productized freelance service is, hands down, your fastest path to generating serious extra cash. And that brings us to the ultimate truth of this entire explainer. Fast and passive just doesn't exist outside of a scam. To successfully build a secondary income stream, you have to take an honest look at what resources you actually have available right now. Do you have capital? Do you have time? Or do you have a highly valuable skill? You have to pick your path based on your actual day-to-day reality. We've laid out the paths, we've completely stripped away the hype, and we've shown you exactly what it takes to execute on them. The only thing left now is action. So take a look at your own life. Are you rich in time or are you rich in capital? Let that dictate your path. Drop a comment below and let us know which of these 7 methods actually fits your reality right now. And hey, if you appreciated this no-fluff breakdown, follow along for more real financial clarity. We'll catch you in the next explainer.